Buddy, how you doing, Roy? And Lou and Alan.
I'm doing great on this 28th of May. Roy, ready for Gemora.
Okay. Let's see. Gemora Baba Kama. Kuf Chesam base. Don't see any off. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Itmar. Oh yeah, right. We were talking about this this case of was the armed bandit who stole it from the Shomer Chinam, or even if he was a Shomer Sachar. And who says? Abaya says he's got a choice if he's a Shomer Chinam, but if he's a Shomer Sachar, he has no choice. Meaning that he's got to pay and take upon himself the responsibility of confronting this armed bandit and retrieving taking him to Beis Din. That's what he's required to do, according to Abaya, and according to Rava, even an unpaid custodian is required to do this. Which means nothing more than paying the Bailim. He's not allowed to swear and exempt himself. He's got to go and put himself out to get justice done by pursuing the claim in the Beis Din against this armed bandit, because we now know who it is. Okay. So I think that's where we're up to. Lema. So we're up to now. We're going to read now today. Lema Pliege ad Rav Huna bar Avin. So where is this? There's the Itmar, a little below the middle of the page on 108b. And where's the Lema?
Second column, right, Itmar?
Yes, the first word on the line. Lema Pliga. It's about 15 lines from the Mishnah. Up from the Mishnah. The Mishnah is the first wide line. You go up around 15 lines, you'll see the words Lema Pliga ad Rav Huna bar Avin. Everybody got the place?
I'm not sure. Is it 108B2?
Yeah.
Itmar?
No.
No.
The first word in the first word on the line is Lema. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, 13 lines from the Mishnah. 13 lines above the Mishnah. It says, Lema. Got the place, Alan?
Had a minute ago.
I'm sorry, I was muted. It's 108 V3, left-hand column, second paragraph.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry, I gotta fix my connection.
Yeah. Okay. Be'ezus Hashem. So let's start. Um, who wants to read? Oh, we couldn't hear you, Roy. I saw your lips move. Boy, something's funny going on today.
Amen.
Okay. Are we ready to begin? Roy's having difficulties. Can't hear you, Roy. Can you hear us? Yeah? Oh, okay. Well, that's
Start.
a consolation. All right. Okay, so Alan, you want to start?
Okay, which line now we're doing?
Lema.
Wait a minute. On B2?
Yeah.
B3.
Oh, B3.
B3. Okay. Okay, got it. Lema. Lema, a lot. Abhuna Bar sent the following ruling. Nigga no war, Nes, Baho car, if a deposit was stolen from a custodian in an unavoidable way, Shomer Gemora Rutsua Ose Imo Din Rutsua Nishboa. Then, if he wants, he can settle with the owner and sue the thief himself, or if he wants, he can swear. Din Ba'ino Nishboa. He must settle with the owner and cannot swear to absolve himself. That's the end of the first full paragraph.
Okay. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we just what the Gemara is saying over here is that Rav Huna bar Avin, in we see from what we see from an instance that he sent a responsa to a question that he paskined exactly like Abaye, but not like Rava. So that's what the Gemara is saying. Lema pligi ad Rav Huna bar Avin. Shall we say, Gemara is clarifying and asking for a confirmation. That, shall we say that what Rava has said is at odds with what Rav Huna bar Avin said? Because we see that Rav Huna bar Avin, what he said was he made a distinction between the Shomer Chinam and the Shomer Socher, just like Abaya did. But Rava did not make any distinction. He said Echad Zeh, Echad Zeh. They both have the same din. They have to osa imo din, and they've got to, and they're not allowed to swear. So let's see what the Gemara is now going to is probably going to say something about this. Omer lach Rava. So let's go to Omer lach Rava. Who can
Sheh Kordar Vinish Ba. By it is a case where the custodian swore before the thief was identified.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay. And but if it would, which is not like the cases, is not like the case that Abaya and Rava were disputing about, apparently. If in other words, the implication that Rava is saying that he only said that arguing on me because he's not talking about the same case that I was talking about. He's talking about a case of where the Shomer was called a Nishba, that he swore before they found the Ganav. But Vaha. Okay, so let's go further. Oh, 1 second. Before we get to that, before we get to the Gemara is going to ask a question on this. But the implication is, I guess Rashi will point this out, if there's a Rashi over here, that if they would have found the Ganav before the Shomer decided to swear, so then even Rav Huna, Taina's Rava, he would be Modeh that the Shomer would not be allowed to swear in that case if they already found the Ganav, but rather he would have to osa imo din, and he wouldn't be allowed to swear. He'd have to osa imo din means he'd have to do a din with the Ganav, meaning that he'd have to pay the one that gave it to him to look after, and then he'd have to summon the Ganav to Bezdin. Osa imo. You have to do with him, with the Ganav, a din. He would not be allowed to swear to absolve himself of any involvement in the whole case. Okay, on that, so let's see if we have some Rashi over here. Yeah, we have two Rashis, Lema Pliga, and let's start with that one. Lema Pliga. Are you able to read for us, Lou?
His mic is not on.
Oh.
Lou, can you read?
My internet keeps failing and it keeps turning my mic off. I can try, but I'm not sure it's going to work.
But we hear you.
You can, or
I do at least.
can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, where is it?
Right now, Lou, it looks like you're frozen.
Oh, a minute ago we were able to hear. Now we can't
Yeah.
hear.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, so that's what happens when it's frozen. Okay.
Now, we hear you clearing your throat.
Yeah, it's on and off.
It was on and just went off again.
Yeah, it seems like it's going on and off. Okay, so it's not really functional over here. So I'll read the Rashis. Let's try that. So Rashi says over here, Lema Pliga. Lema Pliga, it's right across from the Mishnah, one line up from the where the Mishnah starts in the middle lines. Lema Pliga, the Rava Adar Rav Huna bar Avin. That's what the Gemora thought to say. Because it looks like, so on that, Rava himself volunteered to say, or maybe the Gemora is answering for Rava. Rava would say to you, Amalak Rava, Rava would say to you that no, it's not any proof that Rav Huna bar Avin argues with me, because I will tell you that he's not talking about the same case that I was talking about. I was talking about a case where he's talking about a case Kagon Shekodam and Ishba. Says Rashi, Kagon Shekodam and Ishba, Kodem Shehuker Aganav, like we just got through explaining. Rav Huna bar Avin, he's saying that he's got a choice. He wants to swear or do a din with the Ganav. That's talking about a case where as long as we have not found and apprehended and identified who this Ganav is, then he's got a choice to swear and get himself out of the whole mess over here. But after they already found the Ganav, then he has no such choice. Rava says that Rav Huda bar Avin would agree to me and not agree to Abaye in that instance. And on that, the Gemora is going to ask a question. And the Gemora says, V'ha. So, Alan, would you like to continue with V'ha?
Hold it.
It's on 108B3, left-hand column, bottom paragraph.
I just lost it. Bahar?
Boy, Lou is really having trouble today.
A second ago, now I don't know where it is. B3 or B2?
Yeah, B3. After the Lema Pligi.
Bottom of the page, left-hand column.
B3. In the middle of something or not?
You see where it says Lema Pliga? Rav Huna bar Avin?
On my lay? No. After that? Which column?
It's on the left-hand column, bottom paragraph. The Gemora questions.
Okay, got it. Okay. Gemora questions this interpretation. Behor Ratzah Ose imo din Ratzor Nishbor Ko'omar. But Rav Huna bar Abin said, if he wants, he can settle with the owner and sue the thief himself, or if he wants, he can swear and be absolved of all responsibility. The wording indicates that Rav Huna bar Avin is dealing with a case where the custodian did not swear. The Gemora answers, this is what Rav Huna bar Avin means if to say, if an unpaid custodian swore and the thief was then identified, a Ratzor Shomer Chinom Omed Bishbu or so, then if the unpaid custodian wants, he may stand by his oath and remain absolved of all responsibility. Ratzor Oseh Imodin, or if he wants, he can settle with the owner and sue the thief himself.
What's supposed to imodin? What's a nishba kama? The Gemara quotes the statement that the Rav Huna bar Avin said. Rotza osi imodin, rotza nishba. That's the words that Rav Huna bar Avin sent in his response. As though to say, if we would be talking about a case where he had already where we did not yet find the Ganav. So, that's a good question. I see the you see what the question is? The question is like this. Let's think about this, and we'll come up with this on our own. We don't need Rashi for it. There is no Rashi on this. And before we look at the elucidation, let's figure it out on our own. Take a look at the words that Rav Huna bar Avin himself said. He said, Rotza osa imo din, Rotza nishba. This individual has two choices over here. He could, if he wants, he could do a din with the Ganim, or he could swear. Now, Rava has maintained that those words are spoken in a case before we found the Ganav. Now, are those words logical? If we haven't yet found the Ganav? If we haven't yet found the Ganav, how could Rav Huna bar Avin say Rotza osa imo din? If he wants, he could do a din with him. Who's him? The Ganav. That's what it means. Rotza, if he wants, osa imo din, meaning to say he'll pay the owner for the thing that was stolen from him, and then he'll do a din with the Ganav. He'll summon the Ganav to a din Torah. Now, if we haven't yet found the Ganav, is that possible to say? Certainly not. So therefore, the Gemora is saying that the suggestion that's been made, that this statement was made, Kagon Shekadam V'Nishba, that he swore before they apprehended the Ganav, and they don't know who the Ganav is at this point. It doesn't make any sense. Can't be. That's the Gemora's question. Now the Gemora comes back and says, no. 1 second. we will explain this statement over here. Even if you say that we're talking like the Gemora wanted to say, kodem v'nishba, meaning to say that the shomer, when he made his shvua, it was before we knew the identity of the ganav. So the Gemara says, Hachika Amar. This is what these words mean to say, meaning the words that we just got through saying. Rotza osa imodin, rotza nishba kamar. What do those words mean? Rotza shomer chinam omed b'shvuato, rotza osa imodin. Again, we have no Rashi. But we're going to figure this out. We're trying to explain what the words of Rav Huna bar Aban are over here. If the Gemara is right, that he said these words, I'm not right. Again, Rotza Shomer Chinam Omed B'Shvuato. If the Shomer Chinam wants, he could remain with his shvua, meaning to say he made a shvua, and he made it right. He made a shvua that the guy came in with a gun and said, "Give me that thing, or I'll shoot you." And I gave it to him. That's what happened. That's his shvua. With that, he exempts himself. And if he wants, he could remain exempt and not involve himself in the din over here. But Rotza osa imodin, if he wants to, he could pursue the din. But here we're saying that what is the choices of the shomer? Of course he could be omed with his shvua, meaning to say, just like he was pater in the moment that he made the shvua, out of the whole mess over here, not responsible to go any further with this case. He's out of here. He could even after they find the ganav, he could say, it's okay, sorry, I'm out of here. If he wants, he could do that. Or and that's what it means when it says Rotza Nishba. It's a little bit of a dochik, in my humble opinion, but okay, that seems to be what the Gemara is saying. And the other half of what he said, Rotza Osi Modin, means to say, if he wants to, since they have found the ganav right now, even though the shomer did swear, and officially he's exempt from the whole deal now, he doesn't have to go any further. But if he wants to, he could pursue the case against the ganav now. Osa imodin. He could go against the ganav. Okay. Now, the only question that I have over here is, when we say over here, Osa imodin, would that mean, it would seem like that what that would mean is that if he wants to do that and go after the ganav, he's going to have to acquire the right to receive the payments that the ganav would pay from the owner. Because right now that he's sworn, he's out of here. He doesn't really have any ability to go against the Ganav right now. He would have to, in order to get the standing to be able to summon the Ganav to the court, because otherwise the Ganav will say, "Who are you? I don't have to answer your summons." He should have to pay the owner for the item, and then now the owner transfers the rights to receive the Karen to the shomer. Now the shomer does have standing to summon the Ganav to the Bezdin. I'm assuming that that's what it means over here. Rotza osa imodin.
I remember those days.
Okay. And now we're going to go further. Rabba Zute. That seems to be his name. Boy Lahochi. He's going to ask a related question. Roy, are you we can't hear you. Okay. Okay, so we'll Alan, you got a big day today over here.
Yeah. Rabbi Sute, Mo'e law, Chovi. Rabbi Zuti inquired about this law as follows. Nigbor ba'ones, if the deposit was stolen in an unavoidable way, Zir Ganoa Bahas Shomer, and the thief then returned it to the custodian's house, Umator Bipshisor, and subsequently died through the custodian's negligence. Mahu, what's the law? Mi imrinon kevon benig bor baones kalor lay. Ma, what's the law? Mi imrin no bor didn't the bor baones kalilay shemi. We say that once it was stolen in an unavoidable way, so that the custodian was exempt, his custodianship was terminated and does not resume when the deposit is returned to him. Thus, he is not liable for any subsequent loss, even if it occurs through his negligence. Dilmore, or perhaps we say that Kavon the war, and since the deposit was returned to his house, so it is returned to his custodianship, and he is liable for the subsequent loss. And the Gemora offers no resolution and concludes, let it stand unresolved.
Okay. Tosfos Rid says on this case that Shaladas Rava, according to Rava, who we remember he said before, whether he's a Shomer Socha, whether it's Shomer Chinam, he's required to pay the owner and then go pursue the case after the Ganav. He says that according to Rava, shebein b'shomer chinam, bein b'shomer socher, im nimsa Ganav tzorech hashomer ladunimo ulahotzi miyadu es hagneva, just like we got through saying. In Cain, if so, then pashut shenishar dino kishomer gam acharei shenensa. According to Rava, and what Rava says, it would be pashut that this shomer should remain on the job after this armed robbery over here. Im hekzir ganav es a behemel rishuto, and in the case that the bandit would return the animal to the domain of the shomer, hu chayav b'shmirato, he would definitely be obligated in watching the animal, so that if he is negligent and at fault in not watching it, and something happened to it, he'd be liable. And the Tosas Rush adds over here that based upon what Rabbi Zute said over here, it's mashma shesveko hu b'shomer sachar. He says that this case that Rabbi Zute is talking about must involve a shomer sachar. Shari kosav shepater makmas shemesa ba'onis. Because he writes over there, because it died on account of an onus. B'shomer sachar af abaye modeh, she'osi modin. And in the case of a shomer sachar, even Abaya admits that the shomer would have to do a din with the ganav once they apprehended him, and he did not yet exempt himself through making an oath. Umela vadai shedino kashomer acharesh nenso. And according to that, he would definitely remain on the job as a shomer even after it was this incident happened with the armed banditry. Nimsa sharabba zute istapek bein shahaya pashut labaya v'rava bedin shahaya pashut labaya v'rava. That's what they want to say. They want to say that Rabbi Zuta, he has a suffix about a case where, according to both Abaya and Rava, the case is open and shut case. He would certainly be obligated in Shmira in such a case. Okay. So that's interesting that the Gemora, though, says it's a teku. Okay, and that brings us up to 2 minutes away from 12:30. You want to read the Mishnah, Alan? Or we'll call it a day?
I'll close the book.
Okay. Very good. Everybody have a wonderful day.
Okay.
And refuah shlema to everybody's computers.
We'll see you at 4, right?
No,
No, not today?
not today.
Oh, you told me not. You
Yeah.
said not today, right?
I have a housekeeper coming, so I
Okay.
plan in Mitzvah Hashem to be there, but be there late.
Okay, no problem. See you later.
All
Can
right.
you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, because I plugged in these earphones so I could hear you better. But then it must have, I don't know. Maybe I didn't put them in properly. Sorry.
No problem.
Okay.
Anyway.
Have a great
Baruch Hashem.